Hey guys, today's video is basically about basically it's about that baby. That baby. Well, first off, I'm 23. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I am gay. Lesbian. You know, some people call it gay, some people call it lesbian, whatever you want to call it. That's what I am. I've been wanting a baby about 5 years now. Well, I should say I've been wanting to physically give birth and go through the pregnancy phase for 5 years. Before her, I was in a relationship. In my previous relationship, she already had a daughter. When I came into her life, she was 5 months. It wasn't the worst thing as far as the parenting with her. Like, while we lived together, the parenting was fine, you know, because we lived in the same household, and stuff like that, you know. Then she started doing things as far as cheating and basically lying. When I say lying, I mean, like, you know, we live together and you decide you want to go be with somebody else, or you want to go talk to somebody else, but you want to tell that person, oh, she's been on a couch, or oh, she just here for the baby, that type of stuff. That's what I mean by lying. And it was like an on and off thing for a few years. Like, I guess, like, I feel like I could have done better on my part as far as being there for the baby, because regardless if she had a girlfriend or whatever the case may be, I could have just been there. And I tried. I really did try in the beginning. But then it got to the point where it was like every relationship she was in, or even if she wasn't in a relationship, when it came to her child, she was really controlling. Like, if I got her for the weekend, which is what happened, which was basically our little plan after I moved out, was that I would either get her every weekend or every other weekend or whatever. And even then, she was really controlling. She'd be like, you can't go nowhere if you're not taking her to Chuck E. Cheese or something, you know, fun for a kid to do, then you can't be going nowhere. You can't take her around none of your friends. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. And, ooh, sorry. And she never met these people when she was saying she didn't like them. But we were like on and off for 4 years, and I finally just hit a nerve and was like, I can't, like, I can't do it. I just can't. And then her other mother was the one who, like, she was my friend at first, and then she helped me, like, get out the relationship, because, like, I was at the urge where I was like, well, I was at the point where I wanted to leave, but I didn't want to leave. And she basically helped me through that whole little situation. And then we decided that we wanted to have a baby. After we got together and stuff, like, you know, got in a relationship, everything, we decided we wanted a baby. And, like, I told her, like, you know, like, I told her, like, I want a baby. And when we were just friends, I asked her, like, you know, I'm trying to have a baby, but I don't like my last name. I don't want her to carry my family's last name, because my family is just, no. And, you know, you're the next best thing that's close to family, so would it be okay for her to carry your last name? And I asked her for 2 reasons. One, because how, like, that would be weird if you, like, your friend had a baby one day and like, oh yeah, this is my baby, blah 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 blah, and then you see that the baby has your last name. That's weird. And two, at the time she had a girlfriend, so I wanted to, you know, basically ask, like, is it, like, not only is it okay with you, is it okay with your girlfriend? She's like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. So, you know, then we finally got together. We were trying to have a baby. The first couple times, like, we tried a good 5, 6 times. Somewhere around that there. Yeah, but we tried quite a bit, and every time I took a pregnancy test, I clearly wasn't pregnant. And it would just put me really deep in my feelings because, like, I would have the symptoms as if I was pregnant. Nausea, period being late, you know, all that stuff. But it was always not pregnant. And then it'll be like, then like after that, maybe like a week or two later, I would finally get on my cycle. And then I'm like, okay. But yeah, when I was taking those tests, it really hurt me because I really wanted to be a mom. And it was, I feel like it just wasn't my time yet. God was like, I just feel like God felt like, you know, he knew when I was going to be ready to have a baby, pretty much. But yeah, we finally got pregnant with her. The pregnancy was okay. It wasn't too bad. Like, I wasn't in and out the hospital or nothing like that. I was just dizzy pretty much the whole time. And always getting sick. But other than that, it wasn't hard at all. I didn't really have like too much of like bad pains. Like, I know some people have pains from the moment they find out they're pregnant till they have the baby. That wasn't my case. The labor was pretty easy. I was gonna let her come naturally. You know, whenever she was ready, she was gonna come. And then we had like 2 days before her due date. So she was full term, you know, I was full term or whatever. We had about, it was 2 days. Yeah, 2 days before her due date. The mom, who also has other kids with other women, was asking them, like, you know, how can we get the baby to come? She's been doing squats, she's been walking, she's been doing all this stuff, and she still ain't went into labor, no contractions, none of that. And then she had told her that if I drank this castor oil, that it would help, I guess. But they pretty much were like, sometimes it helps it helps for some people it don't help. So I drank the castor oil. Nastiest thing in my life. I will never. Next pregnancy, I promise you, I'm not taking no castor oil. The baby's gonna come on its own when it's ready. So I took that. And then after that, I was doing squats. I was doing jumping jacks. I was doing all types of stuff to try to get me to at least go into labor. So I took it about 10. Did all that stuff or whatever. And then like at 11, I'm like, okay, nothing's working. I'm just about to go to sleep. So, you know. So I felt like it wasn't working, so I went to sleep. And then I woke up and I felt like I woke up, went to the restroom, and took a poop. Okay, cool, whatever. So then I go back to sleep. And then this time when I wake up, I've had like little cramps, like I was on my period or something. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe my stomach just hurt or something. I ate something wrong. So I'm laying there, and then I stand up, and I'm like yelling at her, like, I got to pee. She's like, no, your water. I'm like, no, I have to pee. So then I try to go to the toilet. No pee comes out. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I sit back down. Then I'm like, no, I really gotta pee. And on my way to the toilet, my water breaks. Like, everywhere. I'm like, oh no. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, we gotta go. So in the car, we were driving to the hospital. It was breaking some more in the car. As I'm checking into the hospital, you know, they're trying to tell me, oh, the doctor or the nurse or receptionist, whatever she was, trying to be like, oh, just keep calm, just give me your information. Like, girl, I'm all the way in labor, like, I'm all the way about to have a baby. Can you speed this process up? If you had a baby, you know, well, some people could take the contractions, some people can't. I'm not one of the people that can take no contractions. They hurt. And she keeps asking me all questions, and then they finally get me into a room. Well, not a labor and delivery room. They put me in a regular room, checked me, and they're like, oh. And like as they're checking me, the rest of my water breaks. And then they take me off of one bed, put me on another bed, and we go into the labor and delivery room. And then we got there at like, I think at like 12:30ish, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 12:30 or something like that. And then I go upstairs, you know, having contractions for about, you know, yeah, I was having contractions and stuff. And then, you know, like a couple hours later, they're like, oh, do you want that epidural? Because at first I didn't want that epidural. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go natural. And then I was like, yes, I want that epidural. So, waited for the dude, got my epidural, whatever. And then literally like an hour after I had got my epidural, you know, I'm sleeping good because I finally am not in pain. I don't feel the contractions. I don't feel none of that. So I'm just asleep. A whole bunch of nurses rush in and they're like checking me, like, oh, you okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? They're like, well, we can see on the monitor that basically, like, it was time for the baby to come. She's like, but I want to check you to see how far you dilated, just to see. So she checks me and she's like, oh. She's like, call doctor, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, the baby's head is literally right there. I'm like, oh, okay. Wake up her. So they woke her up and, well, originally her and my grandma was in the room, but my grandma went to the house to get some things because we didn't think she was going to come that fast. So they woke her up, and then literally as soon as they woke her up, she held a leg to see that the baby's head was right there. And then they had me holding both of my legs and, like, you know, pushing or whatever. And she was just staring down there, staring, watching her come out. That's weird to me. And she cut her umbilical cord. And literally, like, ever since she's came out, you know, like, she loves me and she wants to be up under me if it's just me and her. But if it's me and her other mom, then, like, pretty much she'll only come to me when she feels like it. But mostly she'll go to her. At first, I used to hurt my feelings, like, why my baby don't want me? But I like it because they have, so far they have a really good bond. The one thing that I remember about after having her that cracked me up was, as you know, they cut the umbilical cord, they go take the baby to the little table thingy, take her weight and all that, and I'm like, where's my baby? She's like, I'm right here. They gonna go take the baby. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, they finally, you know, do all the stuff they need to do. Then I'm in the room or whatever, and, you know, like, maybe an hour, 2 hours after I had her, I was tired of feeling my legs being numb. Like, you know how, like, if you're on the toilet and you sit down and your feet go numb and that weird feeling? Yeah. And you, like, move your foot and stuff like that to get the numbness out. That's what I was doing for a good 10, 15 minutes because I was tired of the numbness. And then after that, I got up and I was just walking. I'm guessing some of the epidural still hadn't wore off because I wasn't really feeling like the pain or whatever. And then, but even after it wore off, I felt like a little pain, but it wasn't as bad as people make it seem. Like, oh, you know, you're gonna feel like you're dying, blah blah blah. Like, it just felt like period cramps a little bit. Like, every time I walked, or, you know, that's when it felt like period cramps. I was breastfeeding her in the beginning, and then like, I was making enough milk, but she wasn't drinking enough milk. Like, even if I put in a bottle, she would still want a bottle after that. And then my plan was I breastfeed her, and then if she goes to daycare or if she goes to someone's house, they would feed her formula, and I was still going to breastfeed. But then my milk had dried up, and I've tried pumping again because they say that brings the milk back. That didn't really work. But I'm proud of myself for at least getting, like, at least, you know, I'm proud because I at least breastfed her for a month straight. But other than that, having her has changed me a lot. I don't feel like it's in a bad way. I feel like I've changed for the good and the better. But her other mother feels like, you know, ever since I had her, that's when our relationship changed and stuff. I've done this, I've done that. But, I mean, I feel the same way too, because after I had the baby, you know, after you have the baby, your significant other doesn't show you no type of attention. You know, it's all on the baby, which is how it should be. I just feel like, don't point the fingers at one person saying, oh, you changed, you did this, you did that. But you're not seeing what you're doing either. You've changed. And it's just like little stuff. Like, you used to leave and go to work and say bye or I love you or, you know, something like that. And then she came and things were different. You started treating me differently. Like, you really didn't want to be bothered with me. And once I kept feeling that type of vibe, that's when, like, my attitude started changing towards you. And then it just irritates me because, like, sometimes I'll get on social media, as far as, like, Snapchat, and she'll be posting old Snapchat videos of us or whatever, and be like, oh, she used to be so sweet. It's not that I'm not sweet to her anymore, it's just the simple fact that, you know, but having a baby just changes you. Like, it just changes you. You're not going to be the same person. You're not going to still feel sexy, and, you know, your body goes through a lot of changes. And what bothers me is, like I have broke up with her, but anyone that knows us knows that, like, if we break up, most of the time we get back together. I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, I was just mad type stuff. And for me, at least for me, when I did be like, okay, I don't want to be with you, I broke up with her because I was mad, and also because I felt disrespected on so many levels. But the reason why it blew me is because, like, I was very depressed. Like, I'm still depressed, but not as depressed as I was. And I was very depressed, and she just was, like, okay with that. Like, you can be okay with someone breaking up with you. That's fine. That's not what bothers me. The simple fact is that I was depressed, and you basically showed me that you didn't care. You didn't see if I was okay. Like, you know I don't just bust out and cry for no reason. If you see, and you just basically, without even doing it, you basically shrug your shoulders like you didn't care. And that's what bothered me, because if you care about someone, regardless if y'all not together or not, your actions and how you show a person you care and stuff like that, that shouldn't change just because y'all not together or just because y'all on bad terms. And then it really blows me that this person is trying to make it seem like it's all my fault for why the relationship didn't work or why it's not working. And I'm told, or she wants to tell the next person that I need to work hard to get the relationship back, but I feel like that's complete bullshit. Excuse my language, sorry. But I feel like, yeah, no. I should not be the only one that has to basically work hard to get a relationship back when I'm not the only person that messed up this relationship. She's done her dirt too, so it shouldn't just be me working hard. You should be working hard too. And I express to her every day that I love her and all this other stuff. Even if I'm just texting her, like, I can be cussing her out, and then she's like, I'm single, why are you mad? I'm like, I'm cussing you out and I'm flipping out because I still have feelings for you. I still love you. I still want to be with you. I still want this relationship. But I'm not going to be the only person making things work. or fixing things, because that's not how it works. If you want a relationship and you want to fix that relationship, it takes two. It takes two to tango. So I'm not about to fix whatever you want me to fix, and you're not trying to fix what you've done to me also. Because yes, my pregnancy was easy, but I also went through a lot of hurt during my pregnancy, and a lot of hurt after my pregnancy. And as of now, I'm still hurting with the things you're doing and the things you're saying, and it hurts. But that's pretty much a backup story of how Lorraine got here and how I feel about as far as my emotions when it comes to after having a baby and stuff like that. The video might be everywhere to some of you guys, but this is like my first real video after having her and actually speaking on here, because I decided to basically have a mommy channel. This used to be just like my YouTube channel where I would post like my sister dancing or flipgrams, slidegrams, whatever they're called, of me and music in the background or whatever. But I decided, since I've had her, that I want to try to make as many videos as possible and just show people what I go through as being a new mom and her growing up and stuff like that. In the next video, you will find out a lot more about Lorraine. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Say like and subscribe, guys.